everyone, my name is Rebecca Grace from Rebecca Grace Designs, and I am the creator of the Encyclopedia of Code, which provides hundreds of copy and paste code snippets for Squarespace designers to use on their clients' websites. Today, we're going to be looking at 5 best practices for getting paid as website designer. I know that getting paid and getting paid on time and in full and consistently is one of the most vital parts of running a successful business, but it can also be the most stressful. And it's a lot easier said than done. According to the Freelancers Union, 71% of freelancers struggle to collect the payment for work at least once in the course of their career. So you're not alone on this. This is a very common struggle that people have. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I use HoneyBook in order to get paid and make sure that my clients know exactly when they should be paying and how I set this all up. I do also have a link for 50% off your first year of HoneyBook. So if you click that link, it is an affiliate link, but I only promote and support products that I use in my own business. So I do use HoneyBook myself, and this is why I am sharing it with you. So you can get 50% off your first year with that link. So the very first thing is to get organized and figure out how you're going to set up your payments, how much you want people to pay when. And as a website designer, I suggest breaking down your payment and applying it to a certain milestone in the project. And this just helps the project progress and ensures that you're not continuing to work and progress the project if they're not making their payments. And so it's a way to kind of protect you, but also make sure that it is very clearly communicated to the client, those milestones. So for instance, I used to have it set up that it'd be 50% on the first day of the project and 50% on the last day. The problem with that is I was securing those design dates. I only work with one client at a time. And so I would have that date kind of blocked off in my calendar. And then let's say a week before, a couple days before, the client would say, I'm not ready yet. Can we push it back? Or, I've changed my mind, or I don't know, I've decided to do it myself. And so they would cancel and I would be out. I'd have those, let's say, 2 weeks blocked off my calendar. I would have received no sort of deposit or down payment that I'm keeping in the meantime. And so I'm out of money. And a lot of times it was too late to add somebody into those 2 weeks. And because we didn't have a contract necessarily set up at that time, then I'm just sort of out. And there's no way I can follow up and make sure that I'm compensated for having that time blocked off. And so what I've decided to do, or what I have been doing, is I have my clients pay 20% deposit when they've agreed to work with me right away. In order to secure that spot and not have somebody else blocked in there, they have to pay 20% down. I then have them pay 30% by the first day of the project and then the remaining 50% on the last day. And so that way I'm not securing the date until I have 20% down. I'm not starting the project until I have the other 30%, and I'm not handing over the website until I have the final 50%. So that protects me. It also protects them in knowing that they're not paying until they're seeing progress on the website as well. So it's sort of a win-win. I find most clients are happy with that schedule. I haven't really had too many concerns or wanting to change that. So that's how I have set up my payments. So you're going to want to get organized, figure out your design process, and then attach your payments to those milestones. Okay, and this just helps make sure that you progress through the project, it stays on time, and everybody's happy with the payment schedule. The next is to use a contract. Make sure you're using a contract to protect you. At the very base, it's protecting you, and it's protecting them to make sure that you have some sort of legal agreement. But it's also just a really good way to have it written down exactly what is expected of you, what they are expecting, and what you're agreeing to. So I'm very specific in my contracts in terms of exactly what pages I'm building, how many words per page, how many images per page, what other additional things I am doing. I have it completely laid out. I have the payment schedule laid out, all of the sort of legal terms in terms of copyright and licensing, and all of that is completely laid out in the contract. HoneyBook makes this very easy to do. They do have some templates already provided inside of it when you sign up. If you don't have one, they have one for you that you can use. But I recommend the Creative Law Shop for all of your legal templates, so contracts, privacy policies, terms and conditions, all of that they have. I provided a link below where you can see all of their templates for website designers. And if you use my code at checkout, you can get 10% off. Again, that is an affiliate code. But again, it is something that I use in my business and I trust and I am proud of. And so I am very happy to share that off with you. Third, make sure that you are using invoices in order to set up that payment schedule and accept online payments. So with HoneyBook, you send an online proposal. They can sign your contract, submit a payment via credit card or a bank transfer, and then you get paid. It's similar to QuickBooks in the sense that all the invoicing and payment capabilities are there, just like QuickBook would have. But because HoneyBook is more than accounting software, you can also manage all of your client communications. Everything is in one place. You can see, have they made a payment? Have they signed the contract? All the invoices, all your emails you've sent back and forth, it's all in there. HoneyBook does have processing fees. Everybody sort of, no matter what you use, there's always going to be some sort of processing fee. The standard is around 3%. HoneyBook charges 1.5% for bank transfers and 3% for credit cards. I also then, when they do this, step 4 or best practice 4 is have them set up automatic payments. So once they've made that first 20% deposit, the other ones automatically come out. And so I find that that really helps make sure that the payments aren't behind, that they haven't forgotten a payment. And so it's completely scheduled in. And lastly, number 5 is to set up reminders. And that is so that if they haven't set up automatic payments, or even if they have, I remind them that a payment is coming up and that a payment's about to be there. And it's not, it's not annoying the clients in a way, but it's making sure that everything is on track. So I'm going to show you what this looks like inside of HoneyBook. So I'm just going to share my screen with you, and then you can see what it looks like right inside of HoneyBook and how easy this is to set up with HoneyBook. So a client has contacted me regarding a design service, either a full website design or let's say one of my one-on-one coaching sessions, and HoneyBook automatically creates a project for me that houses all our files, all our emails, their payments, everything in one place for that particular client. If you're interested in knowing how to get that form on your site, I do have blog posts on how I set up all of my booking and custom forms on my Squarespace website. So you can see and follow through how I've set this up on my Squarespace website side. But now that we're inside of HoneyBook, it's automatically created this file. Here's the form that they filled out, and so it's completely ready inside of here. I then go into details and I'll add in the project name, the type, I'll add in the date and location and time, how much the project is, and just sort of, I can add in some additional details of maybe what we've talked about or what they're looking for inside of here. I also like to add in where they've come from. So that's something I've asked in my form. And so then I kind of keep track of where my clients are finding me from. Once I've filled all of that out, HoneyBook has just added a new feature called Custom Smart Files right here. And so what this has is my contract and invoice already all together in one. And I've created this sort of template here. So I just select that, it's my one-on-one help session or it's my website design. And so I click on that. And it automatically loads my contract in here and it tells me where I need to have filled things out. So if I've filled this out in the details, it will automatically add these into my contract, but it will let me know. I kind of go through and make sure everything's filled out. Again, this is a template from the Creative Law Shop. So you can go in there and I've kind of just adjust it for what's particular to this client. And then at the bottom, I have their information and allow them to come in and electronically sign the contract here. I then set up the invoice, let them know how much it is in total, add in any tax that needs to happen, and then I can set up my payment schedule. So break down how you have that organized. Once that's done, it usually does not take very long, especially if you have the templates all set up like that. I can then share this with the client. I have email templates set up, and so I just select, it's my coaching contract and invoice, and it automatically has my email set up of what I want to say to them, and I click send, and it's off. The client now has a link to the contract and the invoice all set up. I can then see in here a nice summary of where they're at, whether they've viewed it or not, what payments have been made, which payments are upcoming, and any sort of responses that have happened there. And again, inside their project file, I can see the emails I've sent, whether they've read them or not, or any responses that they have sent. And there you have it, your 5 best practices. Get organized, make sure you use a contract, use an online invoice, set up for automatic payments. Because you have that client's payment schedule all set up in advance, HoneyBook will automatically send a payment reminder when their payment is coming up, which saves you a ton of time, and it makes everything consistent and make sure that your clients pay in full and on time. If you want more information and tutorials on how I set up the contracts, the invoices, and all of the templates, I've linked some previous blog posts below that walk you through setting that up on your site. And if you'd like to try HoneyBook, don't forget to use my affiliate link below where you can get 50% off your first year. If you like this tutorial, make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, or if you're on my blog, make sure you sign up for the freebie in my footer so you can be notified when the next tutorial is posted.